नमस्कार, द लीगल ऑब्जर्वर के इस खास शो में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूं खुर्रम निजामी। आज हम बात करेंगे उस मुद्दे की जो लगातार सुर्खियों में बना हुआ है, हवाई जहाज का। क्योंकि आपने देखा होगा, खबरें तमाम आई होंगी कि किसी ने किसी पेशाब कर दिया, फिर उसको अरेस्ट कर लिया गया, उसको नौकरी से निकाल दिया गया, किसी ने बवाल मचाया हवाई जहाज के अंदर, जहाँ हवा में उड़ रहा था हवाई जहाज। तो तमाम चीजें हैं, तो इस सब को लेकर के एविएशन लॉ समझना चाहते हैं सब लोग। और इसी को समझाने के लिए आज हमारे साथ मौजूद है अनिक साहब, जो बेंगलोर के हाई कोर्ट में एक अधिवक्ता हैं और साथ ही वो एविएशन लॉ के एक्सपर्ट भी हैं। तो अनिक जी, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका इस खास शो में। तो अनिक जी, द फर्स्ट थिंग सब जानना चाहते हैं कि जो इतनी घटनाएं हुई, जो हवाई जहाज अपने फ्लाइट मोड में था, तो एविएशन लॉ क्या कहता है? वो लोग जिन पर कार्रवाई हुई वो आईपीसी में हुई या एविएशन लॉ के तहत हुई, किस में हुई?
जी, तो basically the aviation laws deals with only certain aspects about the operations of the flights, ticketing, insurance, everything. There is a particular rules. We knows the rules knows that Aircraft Act 1934. उसमें there is a rules called Aircraft Rules 1937. In the rules 23, it only says that if there is any incident, then the authority, who is the authority here? The authority here is uh, the committee. They will form a committee under the civil aviations and regulatory, and the authority will investigate and refer the matter to the police station to file an FIR.
Okay.
If you look into this case, there is no penal provisions under any of the aviation law. Aviation law says 4-5 chapters, like Aircraft Act, aircraft rules, and different. This deals with only the operation aspects, not on the penal provision of any crime takes space, take place at the airspace.
Okay.
So in this case, if you look into this, the incident, the alleged incidents, wherein some kind of offense took place.
Yeah.
There was a assault on the criminal force against a woman. There was a gestures, the words, which is actually the insult, the modesty of a woman, and misconduct in the public. All those provisions is punishable under Indian Penal Code.
Okay.
So in Indian Penal Code, actually framed to punish any accused. How they need to punish? The investigation should take, preliminary investigation, what happened exactly in the aircraft, that need to be investigated. उसका बाद उसका जो committee का report होगा, that need to be referred to the local police station or the security police station. Every airport has their police stations, and accordingly the affair will be registered, and definitely the culprit will be apprehended.
The question arises, sir. You said that aviation law deals with the operational aspect of aspect, not with the criminal aspect of the hostility, what happened yesterday. But the thing is that why the aviation law doesn't goes with these type of thing which happens in airspace? It's a big thing question. Everybody is asking this question. Fine, but one thing, if a flight takes off from Paris and it lands into to Bombay or to Delhi, in between something happens in the airspace, then who should be referred to? Which country will take the action then?
See, about coming to the jurisdictional aspect, there are two things you have asked me. That why such, there is no penal provision in any of the aviation's law. So the penal provisions in the aviation's law is not there because such circumstance, I'm talking about a 1930, 34, 35s. I don't think so that time we had much flights to travel around. So I think so the legislature didn't apprehend this kind of allegations may come up. So no such penal provisions are there. But any such crime in the airspace definitely will be dealt with the local police, the local law enforcement agency, not CRPF or anybody. It is only with local law enforcement agency. Coming back to your second questions about the jurisdiction. In any case, if there is a crime took place in the airspace, it may, if it is within the states, like within India, definitely the where the flights land, the jurisdiction goes there because the destination matter here. But if I'm talking about a jurisdiction of another countries, like any other country, like as a given example from Dubai to India, or any other country, France to India, any other countries, it will definitely consider the destination.
Okay.
So destination of
citizenship will not matter there.
See, the origin may be any place because the crime has taken place on the destination. So according to me, and actually it is not so defined in the law. Definitely there is a gray area, but as per my understanding, it should be the destination area.
Okay. A few incidents come to light when a flight takes off and some passengers are left behind, although they are well in time, but somehow they are left behind. In that case, what will happen as per aviation law? Because it's an operational thing now.
Yes. So you mean to say the they left the passenger left behind, or like? So many of time, there are many the flyers. They book a ticket, they couldn't reach to their destination within the time. If there is such incident wherein the person reached late, then he has to face his own consequences. In any case, the flight is delayed or flight is been rescheduled for more than 2 hours. As per the aviation's law, the air carriers need to fully refund the amount. Even there is a law which says that up to 20,000 rupees they need to even pay the penalty amount. It's depend on circumstances.
Yeah. It happened in your own city, Bengaluru. Go for first flight took off from Bengaluru a day before, and then they left around 50 passengers behind. In that case, what will happen? Because now it's the thing of operational. They were well in time. They were well in time. Yeah.
So first of all, such incident, what happened in the Goyer, I don't know the particularly what exactly the incident. And we get to see many of the like reels and other form, many of the short videos wherein recently I've seen on video wherein an elderly man was being forced by some security personnel. Yes, in the aviation law, in case the passenger left behind without if it was the flight was departed before that time, definitely they can file an application for the refund and with the compensation.
Fine. What the aviation law says regarding the ordinary passengers? What if I buy a ticket, if something happens to me, what aviation law has to say on that?
Yeah. See, first of all, once you buy tickets, it is the carrier's responsibility to take care of your flights, and they will give you proper intimations about the flight timing, about the changes of the flight, even sometime on the gates. Because in the bigger cities will have multiple gates in multiple terminals, so it is the carrier's responsibility to inform you about the terminal, about the flight timing, about the gates, and also the rules in case of in the changing COVID time, suddenly the government may plan to impose the mask. So it is the carrier's responsibility to message you, to reach out to you either by call, by message, to convey this information. First responsibility. Second responsibility about safety and security. Yes, safety and security again and again in India it is getting breached. Maybe the allegation sometimes it comes from the passenger side, sometimes it comes from carrier sides. But definitely there is a breach. Yeah. So if you look into the modern countries, they have their marshals in the in the flight who can take care of every aspects of it. India, we don't have such system wherein
for hooligans, marshals are there.
Yes, for hooligans, marshals are there. But for in India, actually there is no such facilities available as of now. Definitely going forward is trending. The matter is coming up again and again in media. India may think of something to frame around, but as of now, it is on the mercy of the carriers. So,
but one thing I would like to ask you, Mr. Anik, that you said that it's a very old law, aviation law, when these type of things were not happening at that time. But the thing is that a lot of things has been changed. There are no domestic flight, lots of domestic flight, lots of international flight. There are so many airports which are very busy just because of sometimes the the pilot doesn't doesn't get the nod to land, and he has to go around. So
Yes.
has anything changed or any amendment has been made in the aviation law so far?
See, so I'm talking about aviation law, which has many rules and laws and acts.
Yeah.
Specifically, they frame some kind of guidance and rules as on today. There is no amendment brought in the section, which is significant. Some changes. You might be knowing that in the end of December, the festive time, it was overcrowded, even in Bangalore airport, even in Delhi airport. Delhi airport, we are getting a notification to reach before 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Sitting for 3 hours in airport in a glass room, it's very tough for a person. But we had no other choice because there is no rules, no way we can regulate it, no way any person can find out what is the solution. So they does their own. So there should be some change, but there is no significant change as on today. They frame their own rules.
Talking of the aviation law of our country and other countries, if comparison has to be made, then what changes do you suggest, because you are practicing in aviation law for so long, as well as how good is our law regarding the normal passengers?
See, the law we are referring here, it is actually a bit old, like it really required a modern touch. Modern touch, if you are saying about, if we look into the example of, the other modern countries like US, France, especially France, I've seen that there's a marshal in place, there's safety security, and the safety security never get breached if in case of any issues, even while, from the boarding to the aircraft. You have seen the recent incident in India, right? On elderly man was manhandled by the security personnel over there. So in case of such incident, they will immediately secure the passenger and make sure that there is no physical harm. So 3 things we should always focus on.
Yeah.
First thing is safety and security as in when you enter to the airport. Yes, definitely there CRPF Jawans are there, but they have their limitation. They cannot interfere with your personal issue.
Okay.
So there should be a law enforcement agency which can interfere and protect the situation. Second, after boarding,
within the airport premises, you want to say?
Yeah, airport premises in after you not check in, after you enter to the airport.
Right.
Yeah, what CRPF has power? They have nothing. They can just catch you and hand over to you.
Okay.
And you cannot even go close nearby CRPF because they are for some other purpose.
Yeah.
So I feel there should be law enforcement agencies interference over there, where in such situation comes immediately they can apprehend, so they can secure the issues. Especially on the between the passengers. And I've seen many times the passenger gone to the counter, started fighting over luggage, about boarding, about breaking of the luggage, leaking of the luggage, lot of things. If you ask what should I do, they will say there is a counter, you go and fill your forms. So I feel there should be a law enforcement agency also should be handled internally. And for the security purpose, there should be a marshal system is not so popular in India. At least some security mechanism should be there. The people who are involved in hospitality should not be made victim of the situations, and there should be a responsible person who will take care of the safety and security. Third, after landing, in case of any luggages issue, in case of any person, any issues, which is law enforcement, law and order in nature, should be referred to the law enforcement officer present over there. These 3 changes, if we make, I think so, the fear in the mind of a public and also the careers will increase.
Talking about civil aviation ministry and the aviation law. So have you never thought that why the civil aviation ministry or the Ministry for Justice, Law and Justice are getting some clues to change or to amend some laws in the aviation law of our country? Because talking of the other countries, they do change time by time, but in our country this has been as such, it has been neglected. But it's a so important act. This law is so important, it affects a lot of people, because in India it's so popular culture has been traveling by air. So don't you think that the Ministry of Law, Justice or the Aviation Ministry, they should take some step ahead to amend this aviation law in our country, or to bring it par with the other countries?
I completely agree with you. But once again, the civil aviation law, the ministry also need to depend on the home ministry, because the law enforcement runs under home ministry.
Yeah.
Now, civil aviation's ministry, they can propose some security mechanism. They only focus in case of any outer issue, in case of any terrorism, in case of gold smuggling. They are not focusing on these small issues. It might be small now, but it is growing.
Yeah.
Initially, it was started with some bargaining. I think so. Now they are started in another level. So I think so. This is the time wherein the civil aviation ministry should consult with the home ministry and bring some kind of mechanism to protect that situation.
Tell me one thing, Mr. Anik, because you are dealing with this aviation law for a so long time. I would like to ask you that why states not so popular in our country? Because some of the states we don't find any advocate dealing with this in particular aviation law. Why is this happening? Because now that this legal system is getting a bigger, and then the new advocates are coming. They are going to corporate law. They are going to litigation. They are going to bench. But talking specifically about aviation law, then why it's not so popular within the legal fraternity, especially talking to the students, upcoming students and upcoming lawyers?
So basically, aviation law's practice is very limited. The reason I'm saying it's all codified.
Yeah.
And the aircraft, the agencies, they try to keep, stick to the notes and the rules. Otherwise, they don't get a proper license.
Okay.
And there is a very few violations we can see. The incidents, what you are seeing, those are very criminal in natures.
Yeah.
A criminal lawyer can handle all those things. But aviation laws, it speaks about the management and other stuff into the aircraft and the carrier. So legal requirements, legal intervention may be not so popular over there, but definitely we should encourage our upcoming generation to take up the aviation law.
So this aviation law should have much more wings. It should be provided. It should be a part of much more wings.
Should have done some penal provision. Should be done. See, like a customs act.
Yeah.
If you smuggle something, how they dealt with, because those are happening since long. And what you are seeing right now, the couple of weeks, I don't know whether suddenly it is reporting more or it was previously prevailed and it has been flushed out now. But I think so. The situation, what we are seeing right now, we really look into the law and make sure that some kind of penal provisions should be there. And some kind of empowerment of a law enforcement agency's intervention is required.
But talking of Western countries, that's US, UK, or France, in these countries, aviation law lawyers, what they do? They have the similar fate like in India? Or they are really...
See, actually coming to the
global aspect.
The law over there are very, very small. Not like in India, we have many rules, many, branches. But it especially speaks about how it operates, how it need to get a license, what kind of fittings, what kind of passenger seating capacities, small safety issues. Other countries actually is not so. Actually, other country has a checklist. You fill the checklist, get your license done.
Okay.
And for the criminal issues, they have a marshals to handle it. It's so simple. But in India, if you look, I saw that more than 7-8 acts are there, more than 4 rules are there. So yeah, we need development.
The fate is similar of the advocates dealing with the aviation law. We, the developed countries, we are countries like us. Is it a similar thing?
Yeah. We have a lot of laws, but applicability of laws definitely a questions. But nobody walked to the courts for this issue as of now.
Okay, so the time will come when this particular area of this law will grow one day. So thanks a lot. So ये थे Mr. अनीक साहब जो कि कर्नाटका हाई कोर्ट में प्रैक्टिस भी करते हैं और इस एविएशन लॉ के खास एक्सपर्ट भी का साफ तौर पे कहना है कि वक्त आ गया है जब एक बार एविएशन लॉ में थोड़ा सा चेंजेस जरूर होना चाहिए, क्योंकि अभी तक की तमाम चीजें ऐसे हो रही हैं जो इसमें एविएशन लॉ कवर नहीं होता है, वो आईपीसी सीआरपीसी में चला जाता है। तो कुछ ऐसा होना चाहिए जिससे कि एविएशन लॉ को और मजबूती मिले, उनको और ये ना कहा जाए कि लॉ एंड विदाउट अ ट्रूथ है एविएशन लॉ। तो डेफिनेटली वक्त आएगा जब एविएशन लॉ भी बेहतर होगा और मजबूत बना जाएगा। तो द लीगल ऑब्जर्वर से बात करने का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अनीक साहब। हम आज कार्यक्रम के पास इतना ही, हम बहुत जल्द एक नए इश्यू के साथ, एक नए गेस्ट के साथ एक बार फिर आपके सामने हाजिर होंगे। तब तक के लिए दीजिए इजाजत। नमस्कार।